Okay, this is my fourth video on the installation of the fuel controller for converting gasoline or for converting Glow engines into electronic ignition and gasoline operation. Now, this is the second time I've had to take this video because last time I had the engine running and everything was going great. Then the plane slips off the stand, crashes into the bed of my truck, and this is the result of that. Not a very good outcome. I was going to just post it like that so everybody could see how stupid things can be and how just got to be careful with these things. Regardless, video didn't turn out, so here we go for number two. I'll show you again what I was trying to show in the first video. Here's the housing that Bert has created, and there's the solenoid going into the housing. The line right here goes through my firewall and as you can see comes down to the controller itself. And then here's the BMP 280. I'll lift this hanging out just for illustration purposes. The plane is a 1970s vintage Astro Hog. I've had this plane for probably 20 years. I quit flying it because Glow fuel has become almost impossible for me to get. And if I can find it, it's $43 a gallon, and it's a 4-hour drive to go get it and come back. So it became necessary, if I was going to use this engine and use this plane, that it had to be converted. Now, you notice right here is the hall sensor and the ring that Adrian's Yellow produces at CH Ignition. They work fantastic. I heartily recommend CH Ignition and working with Adrian on this sort of thing. The engine is a 1980s vintage OS 91 Surpass, the original version, number one, not the Surpass 2 or any of the later versions. And so this engine's probably 40 years old, give or take. I've had it, I don't know, probably 25 years. Still runs good. These are great engines to convert. And I'm going to try and do this again with one hand, trying not to be stupid. Let's see what happens this time. Well, let's add a little throttle. Okay, that was me messing with the throttle. I've probably got it idled down a little too far, but considering the issue I had last time with the plane coming off the test stand, it's probably not a really good idea for me to run it up to full speed. What I wanted to point out was that when I first converted this engine, it would not run at all. When I did get it to start, it was at full throttle only. There was no throttle response. There was no adjusting it, and it was completely unusable, completely unflyable. And as you can see, the idle is really low. I was bumping the throttle. I've got a mixture throttle curve set, but as you can see, the plane was moving around quite a bit. And without any help, I didn't want to take a chance on pulling it off the stand again. But I did want to show you that converting these engines to gasoline is not only simple, but is extremely effective. It's very efficient. It takes an engine that was unusable and turns it into something that's, I consider it to be over the top in terms of usability. Now, one thing I wanted to point out, it's about 25 degrees outside. The wind is blowing about the same. And I live at 8,000 feet in elevation. So the compensating values of the controller, the BMP 280, is great, because I fly this airplane at 4,000 feet elevation down the hill. We call it down the hill, down the mountain, at a flying field that's very close to White Sands Missile Range. So from 4,000 feet to 9,000 feet, you can see that the temperature and pressure sensor works great. It compensates for the altitude, it compensates for the temperature. And my next video will be this plane down at the Alamogordo RC Flyers flying field, and we'll do some flight video. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Hope this helps.